What's up, coders? Welcome back to week 4 of Pine Tree Programming. Today we are diving deep into the world of sensors and environment. Have you ever wondered how a street lamp knows to click on right as the sun goes down? Or how your phone screen gets brighter when you step outside? Well, today you are the engineer. We're going to use code to turn your microbit into a smart nightlight that can actually see the room and know exactly when it's time to glow. Fire up those computers, open your browsers, and let's jump into the Make Code Editor to get started. Okay, coders, so we've entered the microbit editor. So step 1 is to create a new project, which is a little bit different. There's no tutorial this time. So click on New Project, and we're going to give our project a name, and we're going to call it Smart Nightlight. And we're going to hit Create. So once your workspace loads, you're going to see 2 blocks today. We don't need the OnStart block, so you can either toss that out or just kind of leave it to the side and ignore it. We're going to focus entirely on the Forever block because we want our light to keep checking the brightness of the room. Teachers, this might be a good place to pause to give students a moment to name their project and clear their workspace if they want to. When you're ready, step 2 is creating the light sensor. To store the brightness data, we need a variable. So we're going to go to Variables category. We're going to click Make a Variable, and we're going to call it Light Level. And when we hit OK, it's going to create 2 code blocks for us. We need the Set Light Level to 0 block. And we're going to snap that inside the Forever block. But we don't want it to stay at 0. We need to tell it to read the light to a maximum of 255. So click on the 0 and change that to 255. Great job. So step 3 is the logic of it, the brain. So now for the smart part, we need to tell the microbit if it's dark to turn on the moon, otherwise to show the sun. So we're going to go to Logic category, and we're going to grab the If Then Else block. It's a second one down. And we're going to snap that in underneath the light level to 255. So the next piece is we've got to pull in a comparison block in place of the true block. So we're going to go back to the logic because we need to compare the light level so that to a number so that we can decide if it's going to be a moon or a sun. So the second one has the greater than, less than sign in it. So we're going to grab that comparison block and we're going to put it in place of the true block. You're going to see it snap in. The wonderful thing about this is you've got a little shape hints that tell you that it can go in that block. Great job. So now this is step 4. We have to set the threshold. We need to compare our variable to a number. So on the left side of the comparison, we're going to go to Input, the pink one at the top, and we're going to go down and we're going to grab light level because that's one of the things of the 2 things we're going to be comparing. And again, notice both have a rounded shape. So we're going to compare the light level. Light level is less than, and we're going to use 50 on the right. We're going to type that in. So while the sensor goes up to 255, 50 is a great starting point for a dark room. Again, teachers, this might be a good place to pause and let students finish building the if light level less than 50 statement. When you're ready, we are going to start step 5, which is designing the nightlight. And this is the time for the art. Since there isn't a pre-made moon or sun icon, we're going to make our own. So we need to go to the basic. Pre-made are under show icon, but again, none of those are moons or a sunshine. So we're going to grab show LEDs and we're going to put it underneath the if block. And we're also, while we're at it, I'm going to have you grab the other one and put it under the else part. There we go. And snap those in. Now the top one has to be the moon. So we're going to create the moon, and you can create it any way you want to. If you're not really sure, I'll show you how I've created my moon, and then you can decide if you like it or if you want to make it go in a different direction. So there's my, supposed to look like a half moon. It's, you know, we're limited by the grid, but do your best and be as creative as you can. So right now we have, if light level is less than 50, then our LEDs is going to show a moon. Or else, if it's anything but 50, we're going to show a sunshine. Now I made my sun really simple. And I just added like a little ray on the outside. Okay, you also could maybe do the corners and make like all kinds of rays off of it. That's completely up to you. I'm gonna keep mine simple. Whoops, got rid of that one. I'm gonna keep mine simple there. And there's my sunshine. And so I have my moon, I have my sun, and now it is time for step 6. You're gonna download and test. So you're a programmer. So now you're going to click download at the bottom of the left side in your simulator. You're going to follow the directions on your screen, transfer the file to your microbit. Once it's loaded, you're going to try covering the front of the microbit with your hand to see the moon appear. If you move it toward a window or a lamp, the sun should come back out. Great job, coders. Okay, coders, that wraps up our Smart Nightlight project. You just used variables, logic, and sensors to make a real-world device. That's exactly what professional engineers do every day. Don't forget to experiment with your threshold numbers to see how sensitive you can make your light. Thanks so much for joining us here at Pine Tree Programming. We can't wait to see the awesome icons you design for your moon and sun. Keep building, keep exploring, and most importantly, have fun coding. See you next week.